Hello YouTube, this is the Lace 1111. Back. If you watched my previous video on the first Andis Black Improved Fat Master, or the other way around, Improved Black Fat Master or Black Improved Fat Master, you would have seen I showed this next project that I'm working on right now. It's going to be a not improved, it's going to be an Andis Outliner, a modified one. I've seen a lot of people recently cutting the whole top section of the housing off their outliners. I'm not keen to that. I don't like to have the internal moving parts on my clients, and I don't want to expose them to that type of risk. So I just want to keep it just the blade itself doing all the work. I don't want any other parts touching them or nicking them by mistake or whatnot. So this was my plan. My plan is to duplicate what I've done here on the side already. I don't know if you can see really well here. It's just an opening to help with the cleaning and the cooling, because as you know, these outliners do get hot. I mean, they're not supposed to be ran for long periods of time, but even after, I don't know, maybe a lineup or so, it starts to get warm and it starts to get hot, and I've got complaints time and time again that the blade actually gets so hot that it burns people. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to mark this side out here. I have it taped off so I know where to stay in. I want to give myself some tolerance, some meat left over, so when I go in there with the filing, with the sanding, I don't end up going too thin on the inside part. So as well, it helps you have a place to rest your thumb, whereas a lot of guys end up losing that real estate. So this is how I went about doing this side. I'm just going to do this. I did this side earlier, so this way the video will be shorter. I don't want to go through the whole thing with you guys. I'm sure you guys are intelligent and will get the gist of it. So anyways, I drilled one pilot hole right here, a starter hole. I'm going to drill another one, say about here. This marker's been open for a while, so it's dry now. And then I'm gradually going to get bigger and bigger and bigger. So these are some of the tools that I used. A marker. You're gonna need some masking tape if you want. If you don't have, it's not a big problem. Some needle nose pliers, a drill, Dremel, and the bits that I used. I used a scalpel, like a sharp razor, just to cut through the tape on the side, because it's hard to separate the housing. I'll separate it too while I do this. I used a 1/16 drill bit. I stepped that up because you don't want to go too big at the beginning. The drill bit may walk, and then you'll end up with a hole or scratches all over the top. This is a 3/16 drill bit. Then I went up to a 1/4 inch. I used a Dremel cutoff wheel with a shank, a standard shank, flank, excuse me. A deburring bit. If you don't have a deburring bit, you could still get away with it with some sandpaper. Just take a little bit longer. A fine sandpaper, a hoop on a mandrel, and the key itself for the chuck on the drill bit, and Phillips #1 bit to separate the screw from the, so this way I could remove the two housing. Actually, before I do that, I'm going to just separate the two halves. Should come apart. Hopefully the tape stays on here. If not, that's okay. I know what I want to do from before, so should come off now. So there you have it, the two halves. I've actually removed the screws that held on to the switch right here, so I have easier access, and it's easier for me to work with. So I set that side apart, the motor side apart. Safety glasses. It's not a must, but I mean, I'm just accustomed to taking care of my eyes. I only have two and I don't want to lose them. So start off with the drill. I'll time lapse this because this part is not necessary. Well, I mean, you get the gist of it. So put the drill bit in as far as possible. This will help you control the drill bit. You should put it down on the shank part, but for this I don't need to tighten it very much and I have more control. So the reason I'm drilling these holes right now is because it's sort of going to give me some relief. My final goal here is to have this side opened up to the outside of the D in the Andis. So that's as far as I want to go. Start off slow and then gradually increase the speed. Yes, again, you guys should have something to stabilize this on and drill onto it, because you don't want to drill through your counter or whatever surface you're drilling on. Alright, good. So that went fine. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this cut-off wheel and I'm going to cut, I'm going to cut around here, and around here. I'm going to leave some material, like a tolerance, like an allowance, so this way when I go in with the sandpaper later, I still have material and I haven't gone all the way to my final dimension yet. It's just for that clean look. This is the reason why I'm doing it this way. I mean, I'm sure other guys are going to come up with different methods. I'm comfortable using this method. So I have my masking tape masked off right now, so I know as far as I want to go. So as long as I stay within those boundaries, I'll be okay. Again, slow. There's no rush here. You want it to come out looking good? Take your time. So anyways, as you see, I'm on the line here, close to it. I'm on the line here. I don't like the fact that I've gone all the way here through the tape. I don't like that. I believe I have actually nicked the stainless steel piece that went over here, but it's all trial and error. So I'll go in here now, try to fracture this and remove this piece, because I think I removed enough material. Just gonna wiggle it back and forth. I don't want to go too hard with it. Okay, so here you go. It's almost similar in shape. Just got to go in here now. As you can see, I'm not totally on the D yet. You can still see part of the eye. So now I'm gonna switch up tools. I'm gonna go to the Dremel, change the bit. I'm gonna go into the sandpaper one. Before I do that, I have a deburring tool, guys. I mean, it's not necessary, but I just happen to have one. I'm just gonna take off some of these burrs right here, see where I'm at. As you can see right here, I'm not sure if the camera will pick this up, but right here where the screw is, I went into the metal, into the stainless steel plate right here. I don't like it, but I'll live with it. Okay, so now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go in and I'm gonna round out the corners, and I'm gonna push it back at the same time to the D where I wanted it to be. And I'm gonna clean out here too, up to the tape. You can see there's some material still off right there. As this is a soft material, This is a soft material. You don't have to apply too much pressure. Don't go too long with it. Stop. Take a look. See where you're at. Coming close to the line now. I have some overhang, some melted plastic that's actually overhanging now. I'm gonna go in again, clean off this side here, clean off the end here. That's where the deburring tool comes in. I can get in these angles here without really worrying about them and make them really sharp. So I'm gonna pass the sandpaper a few more times, and then I'm going to go in with the deburring tool. I'm gonna switch bits. I'm gonna go in with the deburring tool. If I had a smaller sandpaper, a smaller disc, I would definitely use it because this isn't flat, it's a ball shape. So if you want a straight line, this is not the tool for the job. I'm gonna go back in with the cutoff wheel, but I'm gonna use the side of it. Sort of like, I'll show you right now. I just want to straighten up these lines here, so I'm gonna use the side of this. Alright, so this isn't perfect, but there is no science behind this. I'm excited to see how this is going to turn out at the end. Alright. Anyways, just going to smooth out some of these edges right here. I don't want to work this part too much because you know it'll break. It's pretty fragile, it's pretty sensitive. So anyways, here. I'll probably go back in here later with just some hand sandpaper. I'll have more control over that. Probably wrap that up in a piece of wood or something and go back in here and file this out a little bit. Alright, so that's the top part. You get the picture of that. Now for the bottom. The bottom, I didn't take much material off here. I basically stayed within the lines right here that you see right here. I basically just opened up a little section. What I did was I just cut a V notch into this, and then I opened it up with the sandpaper. I just basically went like this, like a V. And then when I went in with the cutoff with the sandpaper disc, it almost made a perfect circle on this side, just to match the top. You understand? So I made a V with the marker. And then I just went in with the sandpaper, and it basically gave me the same curvature I have here. So it's like the same radius, you understand? So yeah, let's get it. Again, slowly, just cut the top, scratch the line basically. So you know where you want to go. As you see, I just scratched the surface. Then I'll continue to do that. Just cut it. See, the tape is sort of my guideline still. So as long as I don't touch the tape, I know I'm good. Makes it a little easier. I'm not all the way through yet, but you can see I've got a notch on, oops, here, sort of like a line, and I got a line here. I don't know if you guys can see. I'll go in with my needle nose pliers, wiggle it back and forth, see if I could remove this without cutting too far. Alright, there we go. Alright, so I got it out. Switch blades. I'm going to go in with the sandpaper now. Gives me a little bit more control than the disc. So basically I'm going to go straight into the hole, to the far point, right into the lowest point. As you can see, I almost have the shape here. Now I'll mate the two surfaces back together and see how it looks. As you can see here, yeah, I have some material to remove here. I have some here for it to line up. You can see the distance. That it does not line up. And neither does this right here. So what I'll do is take this wheel, go in here a little bit, try to do it. Actually, I'll do some sanding first. Remove the bulk of it. I'm good with that. I'm good with this. Where it is now, I'm fine with that. So there you have it. I did a modified outliner and still left the material. So I get the benefits of the cooling and I get the benefits of the easy cleaning without sacrificing or putting my client's ear in jeopardy, actually putting my own finger in jeopardy, hurting myself, because if I'm hurt with my hand, then I can't work. If I can't work, I can't make money. This is probably the only sensible way of modifying an Andis outliner or T outliner, edger, any of these models for trimming. This is probably the only sensible way, rather than keeping it originally, because I mean they covered the whole thing for safety purposes. But if you're going to do it, this is probably the best way you should do it. Open it up on both sides. You could even keep it simpler by just drilling, maybe drilling a few holes in each side just to release the heat. Besides that, it's purely decorative if you ask me. People are going to say you can get closer to the air or whatnot. I mean, the blade sticks out almost the blade sticks out almost quarter of an inch. I mean, how much more reaching do you really need to do? If you go down even further, I don't know, but honestly, I think that this is the most sensible way. So again, thanks for watching. Like, comment, and subscribe. Don't forget to comment in the box below. Let me know what you guys think about this. Is this a good idea, bad idea? I think it's a good idea. If you guys need any help or suggestions on how to do this or any advice, drop me a comment. I get back to them purely fast, so just let me know what's happening. And there you go. Modified T outliner. I will finish it up and I'll post a picture at the very end of this video of the final result. Thanks for watching, guys.